Okay, another thing. So moving on from the set command. And I'm just going to throw these in real quick, Logan, right before we take a look at cause event, because I find this to be very useful when working inside of Unreal Script, compiling, and then coming over into the game. And that's the log. The log can be very, very handy.
Right, when you need to get information back about what's happening in the game.
So you can have a certain actor set up so that it can basically echo information out to a log so that you can check to make sure something indeed is happening internally.
Matter of fact, simply the log function from within Unreal Script will allow you to write stuff into the log.
Exactly.
Now, if we want access to that log, sometimes you may have seen the log by default if you just loaded the game from UnrealEd, or loading the game by normally you don't have it. If you don't currently have the log visible, simply typing show log will bring it up. Now, yes, we do have kind of a weird
our text color's been changed right now for the video, but it's all there. Trust
us. I can select it, make it easier to see. So, very easy to bring the log up. Just show log if it's not already there. Of course, starting the game with the -log command will
automatically start it. I'm a big fan of echoing stuff out to the log when testing. Very, very helpful.
And if for some reason you want to close the log and you
just
don't want to hit the button,
too far away,
you can always type hide log. And there we go.
And there you go.
As a matter of fact, that's probably what the X button does.
So, exactly. So now let's go ahead and take a look at cause event. So as opposed to like a trigger broadcasting out an event, we can do it ourselves.
To do that, real quick, I want to open up a level that has some doors that are trigger-based.
Okay.
So we'll open DM Flux 2. And once this loads up, give me just a moment to find this one door I have in mind, as I've memorized the trigger or the event to that door. Also kill bots, like so. All right.
Okay. Okay, whatever that was.
March outside, and halfway across the levels, I happen to spawn on the opposite side of the map.
Yeah, I remember that ramp. We were doing training in this level here for our bots.
So of course we've got the door, and if I walk up to it, well, there must be a trigger radius triggering that door to open. Now, what if we're way back out here? Obviously outside of the trigger's radius. If, say, we had set up a door, but then we didn't have the trigger set up correctly, or we just have a bunch of things based off of a certain event and we want to test them.
And let me say this, it's a very easy mistake to make, where you get in there and you start setting a bunch of stuff up, or like even in Matinee, you go in there and you start setting up the scene manager and everything else, but you forget to put a trigger in to fire it all off. Well, that doesn't mean you have to jump out and go all the way back over to UnrealEd and set all that up. You can come in here and just use the cause event command.
So cause event space door E, because that's the tag of this current door. Hey, and check that out.
Look at that, door's open. So now you could bind that in with a key and for whatever.
Or you could find all the doors in this level, like door E, door F, and so on, put them in a big exec file.
There you go.
Exec open doors.
Master door opener.
And then every single door in the level just opens.
So another cool command to know. Okay, Logan, that's going to bring us down to just two more things to take a look at, the object list class and the object list package.
Okay, now these are very just useful information gathering commands, if you will. We have obj list. Of course, obj can do other things as well, but list is kind of cool in that you can have it, let's say first, putting it into class mode. You can feed it a class like light, and what it's going to do is go through and list out every single light that's currently in the level. So check it out. Light, DM Flux 2.light 90, light 88, and so on. And then at the very bottom we get a total count and how much memory they're currently using. So very cool for taking a look at even just how much you have. Like say, object list class equals weapon pickup. Now, check this out. If you specify a class that's invalid, it'll just do a kind of list all command. So, or depending on what class you're working with. But again, if you get that, just keep in mind that it's invalid. It will still list stuff out like class blank does the same thing.
Okay.
So we could do light, maybe even trigger. Just want to show something other than light. So there we go. We've got all the triggers in the level, all 7 of them.
All right.
So kind of cool. The other way you can use object list is by specifying a package. And let's give it maybe X game. What that just did is listed every single thing that's inside that package.
And that package needs to already be loaded.
Right. That's a good... just going to point that out, because say you've got your own custom mod you built, or maybe even someone else's mod, and you want to take a look at it, it's like, oh cool, I can see everything in this package. Yes, but if it's loaded. If I did object, before we were using the LP rifle, If I just did object list package equals LP rifle, well, wait, there's a default like I typed something wrong again. We have to make sure that exists, that package is loaded. And the easiest way to do that is to summon something from that package, because then it will have to be available. So if we did summon LP rifle.LP rifle pickup, and then we did object list package equals LP rifle, hey, there we go. There's everything that we have in our custom LP rifle package.
Very nice, very nice.
So, and again, if you want to copy this, you can always look at the log, or even possibly the log, the each 2004 log in the system directory. So now we could actually go in there and copy out, okay, here's all our classes, here's how many there were.
Exactly, just in case you had information that you wanted to paste out into a text file or something.
Right.
Okay, so with that, that's going to wrap up this lesson on working with actors through commands. So thanks a lot.